Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents End the Insomnia Struggle, a step-by-step guide to help you get to sleep and stay asleep. By Colleen Ernstrom, Ph.D., ABPP, and Alisha L. Brosse, Ph.D. Narrated by Kelsey Navarro. Publisher's Note: this audiobook includes bonus material. Please visit Tantor.com and type End the Insomnia Struggle into the search box. Follow the link to the book's page. Then, under the Supplemental Content section, please enter the access code REST, and then click the Unlock button to access the bonus material. The code should be entered in all lowercase letters. All figures, tables, exercises, worksheets, and appendices referenced in this audiobook can be found in the bonus material. Introduction. If you have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep, or you don't feel refreshed in the morning even after a full night's sleep, you are not alone. Insomnia is a large-scale problem. With 1 in 3 people experiencing insomnia in their lifetime, and about 1 in 10 U.S. adults reporting insomnia that is severe and chronic. You are also not alone in what insomnia is costing you. Are you exhausted during the day? Do you move more slowly and get less done? Do you have trouble with memory or concentration? Do you worry that others can see that something is wrong? Do you give up activities either because you are too tired or because you worry that the activity will make it hard to sleep? Perhaps you are more irritable than your normal, well-rested self. Maybe you have a lot of anticipatory stress and anxiety about how you will sleep tonight. Insomnia is not only about how you sleep at night, it is also about how you suffer during the day. Nearly everyone struggles with sleep from time to time. But if poor sleep has become the new norm for you, you may have adopted some behaviors to try to cope. For example, staying in bed longer and longer. You also may be so worried about sleep that you are preoccupied with thoughts about how you will sleep. I have to sleep tonight. I just have to. Or about the possible consequences of sleeping poorly. Tomorrow is going to be awful. These behaviors and thoughts are perfectly natural responses to poor sleep, and they tend to make insomnia worse, interfering with your body's ability to naturally self-correct when sleep gets off track. Cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, CBT-I, addresses the thoughts, also called cognitions, and behaviors that influence sleep, helping people get out of their own way so their minds and bodies can remember how to sleep again. Decades of research show that CBT-I works as well as sleep medications by the end of a 6-session treatment program, and better than medications when people are interviewed a year after the program. Unfortunately, many communities do not have enough professionals trained to provide high-quality CBT-I, and some people cannot afford the cost of seeing a professional for 6 sessions. Fortunately, there are many books available to walk you through a standard CBT-I program. These books have been valuable resources for the millions of people who live with insomnia. The Sweet Spot. So why another book on insomnia? About 10 years ago, we were approached by a physician who specializes in sleep medicine. He was desperate for people like us, clinical psychologists trained in cognitive behavioral therapy, to start providing CBT for insomnia. We dove in, excited to be able to offer a treatment that works so well for so many. For the most part, it was very gratifying work, because so many clients responded well and quickly to a brief CBT-I intervention. However, we also met many people who claimed that they already had tried CBT-I, using a self-help book or very basic instructions from a doctor without success. We started to see certain patterns, with 2 main groups of people for whom CBT-I did not seem to be working. The first group of people were those who did not really complete the program. Some became frustrated and gave up on CBT-I when they did not see quick results. Others were too scared to fully implement the program, though they generally believed that they had done the treatment as prescribed. The second group of people were those who wanted the program to work so badly that they took it on like military boot camp. They tried very hard and followed all the rules very strictly. Despite all their best intentions and effort, their sleep did not improve, and their lives revolved around sleep, adding to their frustration. We learned that there is a sweet spot. To successfully use CBT-I, you need to be strict enough with yourself that you are actually doing the treatment fully and it has the time it needs to work, but not so strict that your anxiety increases or that you do not allow yourself to adapt the treatment to your own unique situation and circumstances. We teach people to achieve the sweet spot. We blend traditional CBT-I with parts of a treatment called acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT. The addition of ACT strategies has helped many of our clients become more willing to do CBT-I fully and to stay committed through some initial discomfort, allowing them to benefit from the full power of CBT-I. We will be emphasizing willingness and commitment throughout this workbook. ACT also provides some additional tools for working with the thoughts that impact your sleep, such as mindfulness and cognitive diffusion, Chapter 12. Finally, ACT's focus on acceptance, Chapter 3, has helped our clients decrease their struggle with sleep and with the daytime consequences of insomnia, changing their relationship with sleep. You see, your relationship with sleep really does matter. If you try to control sleep, it may end up controlling you. Unfortunately, some people perceive CBT-I and other sleep strategies as more ammunition to control their sleep. We would like to suggest something different. Think of all of our recommendations as strategies to promote rather than control sleep. The difference may seem subtle, but the result of this shift in perspective can be quite profound. Who can benefit from this book? This hybrid CBT ACT program is specifically designed to help you with insomnia, which can be defined as difficulty falling or staying asleep, or non-restorative sleep, with negative daytime consequences such as fatigue or difficulty concentrating. It is not likely to help you if you are sleep-deprived simply because you do not have enough time to sleep. If you can get plenty of good quality sleep, but only at a time that is out of sync with everyone else, for example, if your body can sleep 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. or 3 a.m. to 11 a.m., you may have a circadian rhythm disturbance. Many people with circadian rhythm disturbances also have insomnia and can benefit from this entire workbook. However, only Appendix A directly targets shifting your clock. We do not specifically address circadian rhythm issues related to jet lag and shift work. Many people with disorders like sleep apnea, periodic limb movements, and restless legs syndrome also have insomnia and can benefit from this book. However, these conditions need to be treated by a physician, and we encourage you to seek treatment before beginning this program. More on this in Chapter 1. If you have a medical condition like bipolar disorder or a seizure disorder, we strongly encourage you to use this book with the close guidance and supervision of a professional who is trained in CBT-I and has working knowledge of your medical condition. Some components of CBT-I will initially lead to less rest or sleep. This can make seizures and mood instability more likely in people who are vulnerable. With proper supervision, you can benefit from this program even with these vulnerabilities. How to use this book. This book is not about what works for everyone. It is a book designed to help you figure out what will likely work for you with your unique physiology, environment, and lifestyle. Unlike some CBT-I therapists, we do not believe that all people need every component of CBT-I, and we tailor the order of the different components or strategies based on our assessment of each patient. To help you pick which parts of CBT-I are most suited to your sleep problems, in this book we will make extensive use of a sleep log and other assessments, Chapter 1. Therefore, we strongly encourage you listen to the next chapter and start to complete your sleep log before progressing to later chapters. Effective treatment begins with thorough assessment. Plus, CBT-I relies on ongoing information collection to help you guide the pace and direction of your program. While you are collecting data with your sleep log, you can complete the rest of the assessments in Chapter 1. Learn about sleep and about what maintains insomnia over time in Chapters 2 and 3, and start working on your relationship with sleep by listening to Chapter 4. Then, with information from your sleep diaries in hand, we will help you, in Chapter 5, create an individualized treatment plan using the strategies outlined in Chapters 6 through 12 that are most suited to your situation. You won't necessarily be listening to all of these chapters. Instead, we will guide you to the chapters relevant to your individualized treatment program. Consistent with our goal of helping you individualize the treatment, with each part of the treatment program, we will do a lot of troubleshooting to help you take into account your unique circumstances and potential roadblocks. In Chapter 13, we will ask you to reevaluate your sleep and we'll give you some suggestions for further steps if it is not where you would like it to be. In Chapter 14, we will help you keep sleeping well by anticipating and protecting yourself against future sleep disruptors. Within the bonus PDF, it is devoted to topics that may or may not be relevant to you. We discuss circadian rhythm problems, Appendix A, and insomnia related to menopause, Appendix B, because we are so frequently faced with these issues when treating people with insomnia. Your sleep will not improve just by listening to this book. You cannot become proficient at any skill, knitting, woodworking, skiing, golf, swimming, cooking, and so on, just by hearing about it. Rather, you have to have direct experience and practice. Take your time working through this book. Answer the assessment questions we pose. Collect data for a couple of weeks. Work through the exercises in Chapter 5 to develop an individualized program. Go through the chapters related to the strategies you select. Complete the worksheets that will help you personalize each strategy. You can download the worksheets, listen to the guided audio exercises, and access other related material at newharbinger.com/33438. If you are a clinician, you will find a bonus chapter on how to use this book with your clients. Consider the possibility that the slower you go, the faster you will get to your goal. We know how painful and costly insomnia can be. We're optimistic that, with our individualized approach that combines CBT-I and ACT, we can help you build and implement a treatment program that will enable you to sleep better and enjoy life more. Part 1. Laying a Foundation. Chapter 1. Taking a look at your sleep. If you have read other books on insomnia or talked with your doctor about your sleep problems, chances are you have been advised to do a number of things. Limit caffeine and alcohol. Have a wind-down routine before bed. Use your bedroom only for sleep and sex, and so on. You may have found it challenging to navigate all the advice. How much caffeine is okay? Should you really stop reading in bed even though it helps you get sleepy? And since you really want to sleep well, you may have gotten focused on getting it right. Effectiveness as your compass. When we are asked a question, should I cut out my naps? When I wake up in the middle of the night, should I stay in bed or get up and do something? Our most frequent answer is, it depends. There is not a single right answer, nor a wrong way to do things. We can give you our best educated guess, based on what we understand about sleep physiology, and we will be doing that throughout the book. These recommendations will be helpful, on average. But you are not average. You are you. And you today, with your current health, life stresses, activities, and habits, are not exactly the same as you 6 months from now. So, when it comes to giving advice about your sleep, it is all about what works, not about rigid rules that apply to everyone. However, it is about what works in the long run, not just what works today. Things that give you short-term relief, such as a daytime nap, often come at the price of keeping insomnia around longer. Much more about this in Chapter 2. We use the word effective to capture this idea of what works in the long run. You will notice that we use this word a lot in this book. We will help you use effectiveness as your compass to guide your treatment program. But how will you know what truly works for you? Our mantra here is collect the data. And that is what this chapter is all about. You need data to help you choose the treatment elements best suited to your sleep problems, which will make this treatment work better and more quickly than a one-size-fits-all approach. Data also will help you monitor the impact of treatment, keep up your motivation, and guide the pace and direction of your program. Sleep log. A sleep log or sleep diary is the most important data collection tool for this treatment. It will help you recognize patterns in your sleep and track the impact of treatment. Because you will ideally collect data for 10 to 14 days before designing your treatment program in Chapter 5, we want to encourage you to start now. In Worksheet 1.1, we provide a sleep log that we have developed and tweaked over a number of years, as well as detailed instructions. We also provide an example of a completed sleep log. Take a look. A warning. The instructions are very detailed. We encourage you to take your time. You will get more benefit from your sleep log the more specific and accurate you are. Once you have reviewed the log, instructions, and sample, return here for some additional guidance. Common questions and answers, or roadblocks, and possible solutions. I do not want to look at the clock once I'm in bed. I'm afraid it will make me more anxious. We agree that it is not useful to clock watch. Fill in your sleep log as best you can, without getting caught up in having to be exactly right. For example, if you fall asleep around midnight and wake up at 3 a.m., and you know that you had 2 brief awakenings in between, put 2 vertical lines sometime between midnight and 3 a.m., even if you do not know precisely what time it was. Knowing that you woke twice is more important than knowing that you woke at 1:12 and 2:38. Note, however, that people with insomnia tend to underestimate how much sleep they get. This means they overestimate how long it takes to fall asleep, or for how long they are awake in the middle of the night. Therefore, you may decide to collect more accurate data. If you do not want to look at the clock when you wake up too early, you can have a stopwatch at the ready. When you wake up, hit the start button. Then when you get up for the day, you can see how much time has passed. If you get up at 7 a.m. and your stopwatch says 2 hours and 15 minutes, then you know you woke up at 4:45 a.m. Or if you have multiple awakenings you want to record rather than just one, you can try what one of our clients did. He pressed the memo button on his smartphone anytime he woke up. In the morning, he was able to see the timestamp of all the memos he created. A simpler option is to just glance at the clock. You may find that this is not nearly as anxiety-provoking when you are doing it for the purpose of treatment, rather than wondering when the heck you are going to fall asleep. Be flexible. If you are concerned about looking at the clock, try it both ways. Complete the log using your best guess for a few nights. Then complete it while tracking time for a night or two. Which do you think is more helpful? Does tracking time make you more anxious or alert? If so, are you willing to have a small uptick in your anxiety for a few nights? Or is the cost greater than the potential gain? I forgot. Try to pair completing the sleep log with something else you do each and every morning and night. For example, if you use the bathroom morning and night, you can put on your bathroom mirror a sticker that reminds you to complete your sleep log. If you take medications or supplements at night and always start your day with coffee, you can put the sleep log or a reminder with your medications and near your coffee pot. Leave your sleep log somewhere visible, such as on your bedside table. Have a pen or pencil with it. Some people like to have it on a clipboard to make it easier to spot in a pile of clutter and easier to write on. You can also set a daily alarm on your watch or phone, or have a pop-up reminder on your computer. Pick the device you are most likely to see or hear first thing in the morning and later at night. I forgot for a few days. Should I go back and fill in the data that I missed? In general, we think that having no data is better than having inaccurate data. If you miss some days, fill in any information in which you are extremely confident. For example, if you use a pill box and always take medications at the same time when your watch alarm beeps, you can look at your pill box and confidently fill in information about what medications you took when. Perhaps your exercise is in your calendar and you remember sticking to that schedule, and you can complete that. It may be more difficult to accurately recall how fatigued you were a couple of days ago, so you may want to leave that blank. In other words, do the best you can, but leave blank anything that requires guesswork. Our memories are quite fallible. Is it okay to complete the log once a day instead of twice? Most people find that if they try to complete the log only at night, they do not have as good a memory for their sleep the night before. So for most people, we suggest completing the log soon after waking to record sleep the night before, and at night to record daytime fatigue and behaviors. If you find that in the morning you can easily remember all the information you need to record for the day and night before, then it is fine to complete it only in the morning. I don't have time. After a couple of days of using the log, it will probably take you 1 or 2 minutes at night and 1 or 2 minutes in the morning. Considering how important the sleep log is and what your insomnia is already costing you, we hope you will agree that it is worth an investment of less than 5 minutes per day. I'm using a phone app or wearable fitness device that uses my movements to record my sleep pattern. Do I still need to complete this log? We strongly recommend that you complete a paper and pencil sleep log, like the one we have included here. Different devices people use to record their sleep seem to come up with different results, and we do not know which devices or applications are most accurate. Also, some of the apps that our patients have used do not provide all of the data that you will need to guide your treatment program. Finally, using a log like the one we have provided may help you see patterns only obvious when you look at the data a week at a time, and with the sleep data right next to the data about the medications you took or other behaviors, such as alcohol and caffeine use. Should I track medications I take for things other than sleep? Yes. We encourage you to record all medications and supplements, whether prescription or over-the-counter. You may see that you are taking an activating medication, such as the antidepressant Wellbutrin, bupropion, or a decongestant such as pseudoephedrine, too late in the day. Or maybe a medication you take in the morning, such as a blood pressure medicine, makes you feel tired, so that you think you did not get adequate sleep when really you did. You may want to consult with a physician or pharmacist to help you better understand the impact medications or supplements may have on your sleep or fatigue. What should I include in my total hours of sleep? Include all nighttime sleep. Include sleep that is fitful. Include sleep you got somewhere other than your bed, but do not include daytime naps. This means you are including all the time at night that is marked with a straight or squiggly line. Why should I count fitful sleep in my total hours of sleep? Won't it look like I'm getting more sleep than I am? You are right that it is not always clear whether fitful sleep should count. We usually include it in the estimate of total sleep time because research shows that, on average, people with insomnia underestimate how much sleep they get. Also, as strange as this may sound, it is possible for you to be technically asleep even though part of your brain is alert and aware of passing time. If you are concerned that counting fitful sleep will paint an inaccurate picture, then you can run the numbers both ways. Track your total sleep hours, including fitful sleep, and your total hours of only more solid sleep. Then calculate 2 weekly averages, one for all sleep and one for more sound sleep. For both your total sleep time and your sleep efficiency, you will be able to decide over time which is the more useful or meaningful measure. Why should I track all of my time in bed, but only count in my total time in bed the hours that I am attempting to sleep? When we explain later in this book the theories behind stimulus control therapy and sleep restriction therapy, you will see that spending too much time awake in bed may be maintaining or worsening your insomnia. It is useful to see just how much time you are spending in bed. However, when calculating sleep efficiency, it is more useful to count in your total hours only the amount of time that you are attempting to sleep. You will be using your sleep efficiency data to help guide your behavioral treatment program. It is painful to see how poorly I'm sleeping. It stresses me out to look at the data. Unfortunately, this work, whether it be the sleep log or the treatment program, may be uncomfortable or painful at times. We wish there was an easier, more comfortable, but just as effective way to help people with insomnia sleep better again. There is not. We hope it helps to know that this is likely to be short-term pain with long-term gain. I just don't want to. It is your choice. You can choose to not track your sleep. You do not have to do anything we suggest, and not tracking will maintain the status quo. You are listening to this book because you want something to be different in your life. It starts with doing some different things, even when you don't want to. The good news is that you probably have lots of experience doing things you don't want to do. Paying taxes comes to mind as an example. Your mind can tell you, do not do it, or I don't want to, and you can do it anyway. Try this exercise. Say, I don't want to nod my head 3 times. And on the second time, start to nod your head, even while saying that you don't want to. Silly, we know, but give it a try. What do you think? Can you keep a sleep log even though you don't want to? Are you willing to start the sleep log? If your answer is yes, we encourage you to make some preparations to set yourself up for success. Download additional copies of the sleep log from newharbinger.com/33438. Decide where to put the log and put a pen or pencil with it. Set up any reminders you think you need. Go ahead and get started. Then continue with the rest of the assessments in this chapter. If you are not willing, carefully consider why. What are your specific concerns, fears, or obstacles? See if you can problem solve or work through these. If you cannot, that is, you still are not willing, please skip to Chapter 4 now. See if the discussion about acceptance and willingness increases your willingness to do the sleep log. even if just for a week. You do not have to commit.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?